7 Tragic Deaths of Magicians During Performances. Number 7. Tommy Cooper died on April 15, 1984. He was a British comedian and magician known for his unique blend of comedy and magic. Unfortunately, he experienced a tragic incident during a live televised performance. Tommy Cooper was performing as part of the variety show Live from Her Majesty's at the Her Majesty's Theatre in London. He was known for his slapstick humor and eccentric stage presence. During his act, Cooper collapsed on stage in front of a live audience and the television cameras. At first, the audience thought it was part of his act and that he was just playing a comedic gag. The crew and his fellow performers realized something was wrong when he remained motionless on the floor. They rushed to his aid and attempted to help him, but it soon became clear that he was in serious distress. The show's host, Jimmy Tarbuck, stepped in to keep the audience calm while medical professionals were called to the stage. Despite their efforts to revive him, Tommy Cooper was pronounced dead on arrival at the nearby Westminster Hospital. The cause of death was later determined to be a heart attack. Number 6. Chung Ling Su died on March 24, 1918. He adopted the persona of a Chinese magician and performed his acts in elaborate Asian-inspired costumes, claiming to be from the Chinese city of Peking, now Beijing. Unfortunately, his career ended in a tragic manner. On March 23, 1918, Chung Ling Su was performing at the Wood Green Empire in London. The highlight of his act was a trick called the bullet catch, where he would catch a bullet fired at him. During this particular performance, something went terribly wrong. As he prepared for the trick, his assistant, who was also his wife, handed him a gun loaded with a blank cartridge. However, unbeknownst to Chung Ling Su, the gun had a real bullet lodged in the barrel from a previous trick, and it had not been cleared before the performance. When he fired the gun, the lodged bullet shot out, striking him in the chest. He collapsed on stage, and the audience initially believed it was part of the act. However, it quickly became apparent that the incident was not staged. Chung Ling Su was rushed to a nearby hospital, but he succumbed to his injuries the next day. Number 5. Sigman Nober died on May 9, 1911. He performed as an illusionist under the stage name The Great Lafayette, was a renowned magician known for his extravagant and spectacular performances in the early 20th century. Tragically, he met his untimely death in a fire-related incident. On May 9, 1911, during a performance at the Empire Theatre in Edinburgh, Scotland, a fire broke out backstage. The fire rapidly spread throughout the theatre, engulfing the entire building in flames. Despite the chaos and danger, he refused to cancel the show and continued with his act. Tragically, Lafayette's body was found amidst the debris, and he had succumbed to the fire and smoke inhalation. His death was not only a loss to the world of magic but also a devastating event that claimed the lives of many others in the theater that night. Number 4. Gilbert Janesta died on November 9, 1930. Born as Royden Joseph Gilbert Razondale Janesta, was an American escape artist and magician who died while performing a water barrel escape. On November 1930, Janesta was performing a trick in a vaudeville theater in Frankfort, Kentucky. He would attempt to escape from a water-filled milk can, a trick made famous by Harry Houdini. Prior to the performance, his milk can had been dropped, damaging the secret escape hatch and rendering it inoperable. Janesta's assistants were unaware of this, and he drowned before he could be freed. Number 3. Amikas died on September 3, 1976. Amikas was a Finnish magician and entertainer. He was born in 1947 and early on in his career, he specialized in things such as hypnosis, illusions and balancing acts. Unfortunately, he decided to take things to a very dangerous place and he would play Russian roulette. He ended up tragically dying at the age of 29 when playing the game in front of an audience. His death ended up being classed as a work-related accident. Number 2. Janaka Baki died on March 5, 2012. He was trying to beat the world record for longest time buried alive. On March 2012, he got his family to bury him in a pit 3 meters, 10 feet, deep, and then cover it with soil and wood. He was buried for 7.5 hours before being dug up. They found him not breathing and took him to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The sad thing is, the Guinness Book of World Records doesn't even recognize this record because it's too dangerous and they don't want people even attempting it. Number 1. Joseph Buris died on October 31, 1990. A recovering drug addict was performing the stunt at a local amusement park, Blackbeard's Family Fun Center, when the coffin unexpectedly collapsed. Wednesday night, wearing a white tuxedo, Buris was handcuffed, wrapped in chains, locked inside the see-through coffin and then lowered into a 7-foot deep hole. Crews started pouring wet cement into the hole from a cement truck until Buris knocked on the casket lid asking them to stop. The crews put another 3 feet of dirt into the hole and then began covering that with 3 feet of cement. The cement busted the coffin. It buried him alive. Witnesses said they could hear the plastic and glass of the coffin shatter from the estimated 9 tons of cement and dirt. The crews worked frantically to exhume the casket, but efforts to revive Buris were unsuccessful.